Hi there, beautiful souls. Thank you for watching and welcome. I'm Gabrielle, retired medium in Germany, and I like to share some of my otherworldly experiences and insights. So, this one is about Inner Earth. I have to explain something beforehand because it's important. When I watch other people's videos on YouTube or wherever, and they are talking not about mental concepts, but they are describing from their own experience a situation they have lived and really experienced. Then I very often, as a trained medium, maybe that's why, because I'm known with the psychic senses, I get the images, what they are talking about and describing. So that's how I know that they are telling the truth. Because if someone is telling something that's made up just in his imagination, or not true, or he didn't experience it at the time when he said or she said, I don't get anything. And that's also in remote viewing. I heard John Vivanco tell the same thing when they targeted with just a number, something like a fact they knew that at that date the person said he or she did that and had this and this experience, and they targeted that and sent a group of remote viewers out to kind of verify that, and they got nothing. The person was doing something else, sitting on the couch in the living room and not having the experience he or she told about. So I was kind of led to find, I think it was 2017 or 18, don't remember well the numbers and the years. Time is an illusion anyway, but I remember that I stumbled upon David Wilcock and Corey Good. And that was my first contact with SSP, Secret Space Program, and all this stuff Corey was telling. And David had very good condensed information from all the different wisdom traditions and religions and philosophy systems. So I learned a lot with David, and when Corey told his stories, some of his experiences, I got the pictures. So I could see what he was describing. And my first inner earth contact, more or less, was when Corey was telling the story that he was in inner earth with the group he met called the Ansha, and he described a special scene where he was in inner earth in their kind of habitat, and he described that he was on kind of a marketplace, and with the hooded figures of the Ansha around, and there was a very big fountain, kind of Greek or Italian style, with water flowing from some mouth of some figure and something like that. And they wanted him to get into that fountain because the water was kind of clearing the energy and healing and helping raising the frequency, so that he could better adapt to stay with them in inner earth. And he felt kind of ashamed because at that time he said I was under medication and things like that, and I wasn't looking very well bodily, not in shape and things like that. So he was a bit ashamed to take off his clothes and go in front of the hooded Ansha figures into that fountain and take a kind of a bath. And I got all this in imagery, and I saw him doing that. And with me it works like that. When I have images, sometimes they come back when I'm very relaxed, shortly before falling asleep in my bed. And I can enter these pictures, these images, and they are like a 3D holograph, and I can interact in these pictures and go other places and look at details. A lot of these descriptions are about the details, because with the details you can really verify a lot. So one night I suddenly found myself in the same scene Corey had described. I was in this kind of inner earth ambiente that he described on that marketplace with all covered in stone, and it was a very light stone. And I saw this fountain, and there were also the hooded figures, and they more or less did the same to me, pointing that I should go into the fountain at first as well. And I had the same thing going on, because I'm a little overweight and I felt ashamed taking off my clothes in front of them. But I understood why, and then I just did it. And after that, I was shown around a little bit in this kind of town, this inner earth town. And I saw the buildings and streets, and there were many steps going down and up between the houses, and it was kind of interesting. And it all had this kind of crystalline white light that was like a very subtle mist all around. So it was very interesting for me as well. And well, another time it happened that I was there again. I don't know whether it was the same place. I think it was a different place. I got the idea it's the so-called Inner Earth town, Telos. That's, I think, under Mount Shasta in America. I was on a similar scene, standing in an open place that was kind of plastered. The ground was with very smooth and light stone, and it seemed all to have this crystalline light touch as well. And I could, because I was a little bit more up on a more kind of like a little hill or something like that, and I could look down above the town and or the city, and I saw this white pyramid in the middle that I already had other people heard talk about. And I was very curious, and I went to the pyramid and I wanted to go inside, but there were guardians. And they stepped into my way, and they wanted to know who I am and why I'm there and what I want. And I told them, and then they allowed me in. And I was shown some rooms in there, and there was a big kind of assembly room with a large round table in the middle. And I was told that this is where kind of the council is meeting and making decisions and talking about things of importance. And I don't remember any more of that, because I fell asleep then. Maybe there was some other part of the story, I don't know. But I remember the pyramid, and that I was shown some rooms inside there, and the town was different from the first scene I experienced after I had listened to Corey Good. And I listened to various other channels. I really like Exopolitics, Dr. Michael Seller, and he has an whistleblower, an active military duty insider, called by I think it's a pseudonym, but who cares? He is called JP. And I really love JP's descriptions, because he's working for the secret military, doing interesting stuff like going to Innerearth as well, and making contact with Innerearth civilizations. And so JP once described this one scene when he was in Innerearth with the ant people that are also quite well known by the Native Americans. And there are, I think, old Hopi legends talking about that the ant people more or less rescued the Native Americans when the flood came, and they led them to their Innerearth places and helped them to survive there, and they shared their food and everything with them. And when the flood and the catastrophe on the surface of the earth was over, they led them back to the surface to start their own life or community, civilization, whatever. So I remember very strongly this one scene when JP described that he and some other soldiers were entering, led by an ant-man guy. They were entering the habitat of the ant people from an entrance, I think through a cave or something like that. And there were also houses where he passed, and there were not only ant people living, there were also other, he said, human looking people living there that may have stayed with the ant people or had found their way down to them and stayed with them. So they obviously seem to have been there for quite a long time. They were not newcomers. And he was passing by a house where a woman was with her child. And he described that the woman was kind of shocked seeing them, this troop of soldiers being led by the Ant-Man guy to another place where they met with the council or the elder or the king of the ant people. And this woman was shielding with her body the child from the view onto the soldiers. And that hit me when he described it, because I did not only see the picture, I saw the face of the woman, I saw the whole scene, I saw the movement when she went to block the view of the child onto the soldiers. And I also got the emotion. And that was very interesting, because she was shocked because she could sense that the soldiers were under, the normal human programming with fear. And in some other cultures, I got that from my astral ET contacts, in other civilizations off-world, fear is seen as a severe and serious disease. And even jealousy is seen as a disease. And people who have these symptoms and show fear or jealousy, they need energetic healing treatment to get rid of that disease. And that was the shock that the woman had. She had lived with the ant people in peace for who knows how long, how many generations, and then suddenly these earthlings from the surface, soldiers, military person, came in, and she could sense that they are programmed with fear, and she did not want her child to be affected with this virus of fear. That's why she shielded the view of the child with her body. So that was interesting, because I instantly had the connection. I already was told by some of my ET contacts about fear and low frequency vibration, like fear, jealousy, anger, and so on, that this is seen as a disease in some other off-world cultures, or even inner earth cultures that live on a higher frequency, 4D, upper 4D or 5D, and so on. And then it happened to me, because I saw that and I saw the Ant people while JP was describing one of his journeys. Then one night, the face of one of these Ant people appeared in front of me. And I'm a bit hesitant because they look a little bit like greys. They have a different face and also bigger eyes, but they have kind of small antennas, and you get that they are not the greys. But whenever something like a triangular face with big eyes appears in my stream of consciousness before I fall asleep in my bed at night, I don't want that. I'm not too fond of the greys, and I distrust them. They are known to be not truthful by more or less every species in the universe, and they always break their contracts, and they are tricksters. So that's my point of view. You can have a different one. I also know that there is a breakaway group from the Greys that try to free their brothers, because they're more or less under the rule of the negative regressives, like Orion Greys, and also the reptilians and so on. But that's another story. So the face of the Ant guy appeared in front of me, and I was kind of going like that. I don't want. And then I looked closer, and I got his energy, which was very friendly and loving. So, and he reached out his hand, so showing me some kind of invitation to come with him. So I went with him, and I was shown around a little bit in the habitat of the Ant people. And I saw this wonderful tree of life, and that was just an incredible picture. A tree under the earth, very old, very big, and from him was dripping all this liquid that had special energy and special power, like in the lore about the fountain of youth. And well, the energy was quite different. They are on higher frequency than we are. So that was that. Some of my inner earth experiences I wanted to share because some of you asked for that, and it was already on my list. So I want to leave you with that, and I hope you get something from it. Thank you, dear souls, for watching. Blessings, love, and light. Bye.